Your doctor has checked your spine. Your chiropractor has cracked it. You have probably spent more on your neck than on your car insurance this year. And not one of them has ever looked at what is actually sitting underneath the skin at the base of your skull. Try something right now. Turn your head as far to the left as it will go. If you felt a catch, a grind, or a wall before you hit 90 degrees, that is not arthritis. That is not just getting older. That is a specific soft tissue problem that has a name, and it has been building for years while everyone told you to stretch more. In Japanese medicine, we have known about this spot for centuries. We call it the root of tension, and we treat it with two things you already have in your kitchen. You wake up and your neck already hurts before your feet touch the floor. You fall asleep tired and wake up more tired. Your shoulders carry something that no massage fully lifts. That is not random. That is a pattern, and it starts in one spot you can find with your own fingers in about 10 seconds. Let me show you where it is, what is building up there every night, and how to fix it before tomorrow morning. The back of your neck is not just muscle and bone. Right underneath the skin, at the base of your skull, there is a thin layer of tissue that wraps around everything. Think of it like a sheet of cloth that covers your neck muscles the way a fitted sheet covers a mattress. When that sheet is smooth and loose, everything underneath it slides the way it should. Your head turns. Your shoulders drop. You sleep without fighting your own body. But here is what happens over years. Every time you sit at a table with your head pushed forward, every night you sleep on a pillow that does not fit, every morning you wake up cold and tense, that sheet gets a little tighter. It does not tear. It bunches. It sticks to itself. It forms small ridges, like wrinkles in fabric that have been pressed flat for so long they will not come out on their own. Doctors call this fascial adhesion. In my village, we just call it stuck tissue. And it is the reason your neck feels like it has a wall inside it when you try to turn. No pill dissolves stuck tissue. No stretch reaches it because stretching pulls from the ends and the adhesion is in the middle. No cracking from a chiropractor breaks it apart because it is not bone. It is soft, it is quiet, and it sits right there at the base of your skull, pulling on everything around it like a knot in the center of a bedsheet that makes every corner tight. This is why nothing has worked. You have been treating a muscle problem, but the muscle is not the problem. The sheet around the muscle is the problem. And until someone works on that sheet directly, the tightness comes back every single morning. But here is the part that should bother you. I have watched this same pattern in more bodies than I can count over the years. And the one thing I can tell you is that the longer it sits, the deeper it sticks. Not to frighten you, just to tell you what I have seen. A year from now, that wall you felt when you turned your head will be closer to 60 degrees than 90. Let me tell you about someone who came to me with exactly this. A woman named Grace, 67, from outside Portland, retired school teacher, the kind of person who used to ride her bicycle on Sunday mornings along the river trail near her house. By the time she sat down across from me, she had not been on that bicycle in 3 years. Her neck had gotten so stiff that she could not shoulder check when she rode, and one close call with a car on a blind curve scared her off the trail for good. She had done the rounds, physical therapy twice a week for 4 months, prescription muscle relaxers that made her foggy, a special pillow that cost $120. None of it held past noon. She told me she had started to believe this was just what her body was going to feel like for the rest of her life. I gave her the same thing I am about to give you. 2 ingredients. 20 minutes before bed. I told her to do it every night for 1 week and then call me. She called on day 5. She said she woke up that morning, turned her head to look at the clock on the nightstand, and realized she had done it without thinking. No catch, no wall, just a head that turned. She sat on the edge of the bed and cried, not because of the neck, because she had forgotten what it felt like to move without bracing for pain first. Grace is back on her bicycle now. Every Sunday. That is not why I am telling you about her. I am telling you because what I gave her takes less than 5 minutes to make and costs almost nothing. And I am about to show you exactly how to do it. Here is what you need. Baking soda, the plain kind. the same box you probably already have in your refrigerator or your pantry, and coconut oil. Any coconut oil will work, but if you have the unrefined kind, the one that still smells like coconut, that is better. Those two things, that is it. Take 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. If the oil is solid, warm the bowl in your hands until it softens. Mix them with your fingers until it feels like a soft clay that holds its shape. That is the consistency you want. Too runny and it slides off before it can work. Too dry and it will not reach the tissue. Get this wrong and you are wasting 20 minutes tonight. Get it right and you will feel the difference by morning. Now, here is how to use it. Before you go to bed, sit on the edge of your bed or a chair. Reach back and find the base of your skull with your fingers, right where your head meets your neck. You will feel a ridge of bone. Just below that ridge on both sides of your spine, that is the spot. That is where the stuck tissue lives. Most people miss it by about ½ inch, so let me be specific. Take a generous scoop of the paste and press it onto that spot. Both sides. Spread it down about 2 inches from the base of your skull to where your neck meets your shoulders. Do not rub it in like lotion. Press it on and let it sit. Then take your fingers and work it in slowly, small circles, gentle pressure. Not hard. You are not trying to dig. You are trying to warm the area and let the paste do its work. The baking soda does something very specific. It is alkaline. When it sits on the skin, it draws out acidic buildup from the tissue underneath. In traditional Japanese practice, we have always understood that tight tissue holds acidity the way a sponge holds water. The baking soda pulls that acidity to the surface. You might even feel a faint tingling after a few minutes. That is normal. That is the drawing. The coconut oil does the second job. It carries the baking soda into the skin and softens the tissue from the outside. Coconut oil absorbs deeper than most oils because of its molecular weight. It does not just sit on top. It reaches down into that layer, that stuck sheet I told you about, and begins to loosen the bonds that hold the wrinkles in place. Leave the paste on for 20 minutes. You can lie down with the towel on your pillow if you like. Some people sit in a chair and read or watch something. 20 minutes. Then wipe it off gently with a warm, damp cloth. Do not scrub. Here is how you will know it is working, starting the very first morning. Do this tonight, and again tomorrow night, and the night after that. By the third or fourth morning, you will start to feel it. The wall will be farther away. The catch will be softer. And one morning, maybe day 5, maybe day 7, you will turn your head without thinking about it. And that is when you will know the sheet is starting to smooth out. The people who come to me and do this, they tell me things I never get tired of hearing. One man told me he looked over his shoulder while backing out of his driveway, and his wife asked him why he was smiling. He said he did not realize he was. A woman told me she slept on her side for the first time in 2 years because her neck finally let her. That is what happens when the tissue lets go. Now, what I just gave you is real. It works. For many of you, this is enough. Take it, do it tonight, and go with my blessing. But if you have ever wondered why your neck got this way in the first place, or why the tightness keeps building back up even after it loosens, stay with me for 2 more minutes. Because this is what I tell the people who sit across from me and want the full picture. And it starts in a place you would never expect. What I have noticed over the years is a pattern. The stuck tissue at the back of the neck is the surface. It is what you feel, but underneath that surface, there is something feeding it. The people who come to me with this kind of chronic tightness almost always have one thing in common. Their bodies are running hot with quiet inflammation. Not the kind you can see. Not a swollen ankle or a red joint. The low, slow kind that sits in the background and makes everything just a little stiffer, a little more tired, a little harder to recover from overnight. And when I follow that inflammation back to where it starts, it always leads me to the same place. The gut, the stomach, the digestive system. When your gut is irritated, it sends something into your blood. Think of it like smoke from a fire that never quite goes out. That smoke is inflammation, and it drifts straight into the tissue at the back of your neck. It makes every adhesion a little stickier, every knot a little tighter, every morning a little worse. The paste will loosen what is already stuck. That is its job, and it does it well. But the gut is the reason it got stuck in the first place. And the gut is the reason it comes back. The gut needs three things to calm that inflammation down: good living bacteria to rebuild what has been lost over years of processed food and medication, the fiber those bacteria feed on to stay alive and multiply, and the healing compounds those bacteria produce once they are properly fed, short chain fatty acids that repair the gut lining and quiet the inflammatory signals at the source. Without those three things, every night you spend with the paste is buying you a few good mornings before the inflammation glues the tissue right back down. There is one simple drink that delivers all three at once: kombucha. Real fermented kombucha, the kind my people have used for generations. When the gut is fed properly, the inflammation steadies. And when the inflammation steadies, the tissue at the back of your neck stops clenching against a fire that is no longer burning. The people I work with who do both, the paste at night and the kombucha every day, those are the ones who get the deepest results, the ones where it does not come back. Not as a claim, just what I have seen again and again in my own kitchen and in theirs. For the people who come to me in person, I make my own kombucha at home because I have the time and the knowledge. But for everyone watching online who can't brew their own, I give BoochBod Kombucha Gummies. The link is in the description, or you can search BoochBod Kombucha Gummies on Amazon. Grace, the school teacher from Portland. She is back on her river trail every Sunday. She told me last month she rode 12 miles and her neck never once told her to stop. She looked over her shoulder every time she needed to. She did not think about it. She just turned. That same road is open to you. Not a promise, a possibility. And it starts tonight with what is already in your kitchen. Grace is 70 now. She told me the other day she forgot she ever had a neck problem until someone in the comments reminded her. That is not motivation. That is what a body does when you stop fighting it and start feeding it. If this helped you, subscribe to this channel. Share this video with someone you love whose neck has been bothering them. And leave me a comment telling me how your neck feels after the first morning. I read every single one. Until next time.